What's up everyone, DragoArt here showing you how to draw Elsa the Snow Queen from Frozen. She's been requested so many times that I just had to make another tutorial on her for the 8th time, but in a video format. You'll be learning how to sketch, ink, and color in my most favorite program ever, Paint Tool Sai, which is an awesome program. You should definitely download it. I'll put the link in the description below. So, with that aside, let's hop over to my workstation and I'll show you exactly how to draw Elsa, the Snow Queen.
Alright guys, for us to begin, we're first going to have to make a document, a new document in Sai. So you go to File, and you select New. We're going to call this Elsa. What we're going to need to do is we're going to have to find a reference of Elsa. So I'm going to go ahead and go to my Chromie, new tab, and then I'm going to type in Elsa Frozen images. We're going to pick this one, so I'm going to view it and then I'm going to copy it, copy image, and then we're going to go to Sai again and we're going to Control V, which pastes it for you. Then we're going to take our little selection tool here, the square one. We're going to cut out the part we want to reference, which is her shoulders and face, basically. I'm going to paste that to the left corner side. And then we're going to start sketching away. So you're going to make a new layer. And it's going to be, don't name your layers for now. We're just trying to sketch and get a feel for the drawing. We're going to get our airbrush tool, make sure that the min size is down, density is up, and you got the advanced settings checked. I chose 4 for the smoothest quality, and I don't have any edge hardness or the density or any of that. I just have my max density pressure set to 48%. The hard and soft, I set that to 130, which makes your lines thick without pressing too hard to add too much sensitivity to your tablet. Just see how it does that. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to start off with our drawing. I'm going to start with the head. So it's just a circle. And we're doing this in 3/4 view. Make sure you draw the crisscross lines to set the face guides and check. Then we're going to our opacity setting, and we're going to put it to like, I don't know, maybe like 29 or something. Just light enough where we can make a new layer and start drawing sketchy. Start sketching the face shape for Elsa and all her details. So we'll make a new layer, and we're going to start sketching. So as you can see, Elsa has a semi-wide forehead. So we're going to first start by drawing her forehead. You can see she has like that brown brow bone curve right there. So we're going to keep that in mind. I'm going to shape her cheekbone. I'm going to try to do it in a Disney style, like how Disney would draw her if she was a cartoon character instead of an animated CG one. So we're going to do this. Give her a very sharp cheekbone, chin. And she's a very round cheek area, so keep that in mind when you're drawing her face. And as you can see, her nose is rather short and pointy, but not super pointed, so we're going to have to, after that, I'm going to have to go over here and adjust my guidelines. Then we're going to add, when I draw the eyes first, I get an idea of how far I should draw the nose beneath the eyes. And I'm guessing it's going to be somewhere around here because then her mouth has to go like that, curve upwards. So we're going to start drawing her eyes. I'm going to start with a nice curve for her eye shape. And long lashes that come out of the face shape itself. And then I'm going to kind of add an extra lash line here. And then some eyelid. draw the brows. It's a curve. Browy. The brow should be thick at the end of the, well, the front of the forehead, then taper off nice and thin at the ends, like this. Add a little bit of lash, but ultimately, I want to have a very strong ending lash, and then we can add like the little ones, individual ones. Come out underneath there. By the way, I have my other hand on Control Z, which basically undoes what you've drawn. Don't make the pupil too small, because if you do, it's going to look like this. Like she's one of Satan's minions, and you don't want that. It's really scary and weird. So we're just going to go with a big pupil. And the bigger the pupil, the more, how do you put it? More exaggerated and neutral the eyes will appear. Like if I made it super big, and you added like little highlights in the eye, it'll make it look extremely friendly. So we're going to give it, kind of draw it near the upper lid, so she doesn't look like she's wide-eyed. That, and then we're going to erase some of the highlights. Now we're gonna draw the nose, and like I said, it's like short in height, and it's pointed, but not too pointed where you can tell it's extremely pointed. So we're gonna go ahead, I don't know, maybe like right there her nose will go. She has a strong nostril line, so I'm not going with that. I want to draw her mouth. And I'm going to start off with a line first. And then I'm going to add lips. I always find it hard drawing Disney princess lips because they're like really thin, and it's hard to get that precision when you're drawing a face like this. But at the same time, trying to make it look like a Disney character, so it's kind of difficult. going to draw her hair. I find drawing Elsa's hair pretty complex since it's like so many bouncy curves everywhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start kind of round off this head a little bit. We're going to draw the outline of where her hair should be placed. This. Just a basic outline to guide us when we draw the actual shapes of her hair. So that's her basic hair outline. Now we can start going in and filling in the sections of her hair in a simplified format. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start with big bouncy curves. Now her braid can be a little complex as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to first draw one side of the braid that is going to be tied, and then kind of section that off. And you go ahead and you draw the other side as well. So it kind of looks like it's going into braid, and you do this. Same thing. good, right? It's simplified. Maybe make her ear a little bigger. She has big ears. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to delete my layer 3, which is that guideline that's faded out. And I'm going to have just the sketch. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of color pick the colors from the reference. So when I go color her later on, it's going to be accurate color palettes. And I'm going to, on this little tab thing, if you want to sample your colors, you go to this little palette, which is right here. You click this thing to open it, because usually I think the default version of Sai, this isn't open for you. Not sure, but and I'm gonna put my samples from the original Elsa. And I'm going to hide that. So I'll call this layer ref. This one will be sketch. And this will be BG. Alright. So I'm going to Control T, which opens my free transform tool. And then I'm going to stretch it, scale it in a wider, bigger size. And then I'm going to start inking her. So I'm going to lower the opacity on this layer, sketch layer, probably to like 20%. And I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to pick a dark or totally black color. And then again, look at the settings for my airbrush, and now I'm going to start inking her. When you're inking her, make sure that you have a similar line weight throughout the whole drawing, because you don't want to have mismatched line weights for the whole drawing, like that's thin, this is that, unless you're doing some kind of style experiment and you figure out a way that would unify the use of thick to light lines. But generally I have thick lines on the outside of the subject, and then thin lines for the defining details. So I'm on size 14 brush. So, we've got the line art done. It looks pretty good. It's nice and simple. If you want to make any adjustments to your line art, I'm not sure if you've inked one, or inked your Elsa drawing. At this point, I would suggest you to start tweaking the lines a bit, because now we're going to jump into the colors. So what we're going to do is you're going to delete the sketch layer. You're going to make a new one beneath the layer 1, which is line art. Alright, so I named my layers. This is the colors, the flat colors layer. So this will be on the layer beneath the line art. And we're going to kind of, to close the bottom part, I'm going to draw a line around it. Like that. And I'm going to select the outside part of Elsa, the line art, and then I'm going to increment, which basically makes the pixel selection thicker. I'm going to do that maybe like 3 times. Then I'm going to invert. I'm take my darkest color for her skin tone, and I'm going to fill. You can do edit. I think it's edit. Let's see, where's layer fill to fill your whole selection. Now I'm going to press preserve opacity, and this will let me only color inside lines or the pixels that's been drawn on the layer that's selected that has the preserve opacity option on. So now I'm going to make a new layer, and I'm going to clip it to the colors layer, and this is going to be the highlights. So I'm going to get the lightest color of her skin tone. I'm going to go in and we're going to start shading her face. I would suggest going soft lights first. So I'm going to take this min size, I'm going to push it up to 100%, which will make the brush like extremely thick, kind of like with no pen pressure. Like it just makes like this big white blob. So I'm going to add a light wash to the drawing, the picture. And I want to have the light source, maybe not that angle. I have a light source hitting her from the right corner. So now I'm going to pick my semi-hard, semi-soft brush, which is this one right here. I'm going to lower this. I'm going to lower the min size to maybe like 23% or 25%. And then I'm going to take a nice good sized brush, and I'm going to make a new layer. This will be the highlights of the shadow, highlights. So now I'm going to go in and start highlighting her face where it would have prominent highlights to make her face stick out. And we're going to add thick blobbed colors for the nose ridge, maybe some of her mouth over here, definitely her chin. Take my watercolor brush. I'm going to have this on a semi-hard brush too. Then we're going to push up the size, and it's going to blend in all the highlights I've just made into the shadows. This. You do not want to blend in this line right here, because what that's going to do is it's going to make it look soft with like no dimension or sharp edges to define the highlight and depth dimension of the face. So make sure you have that a hard line. Blend this in. Now I'm going to take her eye color, make a new layer, clip that, and now I'm going to fill in the eye makeup. the lids we made earlier. Make a new layer beneath that eye makeup layer, and we're going to add the dark version, the reddish color. Get a big fluffy soft brush and taper that off a little bit, blur that up, smudge it up. Light color of our eye. Preserve opacity on that eye makeup layer, and will not go out of the lines. It's a cool trick. Alright, so on top of all the layers, I made this layer. I'm going to call it reflective light. And then rename the layer so I don't get confused. So on the reflective light layer, we're going to choose a bright whitish color, and this is going to add a reflective light to the side of the face where the light would bounce off her face. So you'd make the reflective light layer, and we're going to choose a good size brush for this, maybe like a roundish, but not totally round, soft brush. We're going to put the density down. We're going to push the size up, the size of the brush. Then we're going to choose a big blocky brush color. And then we're going to highlight the sides of the face where the light would bounce and kind of warp around the edges. Just like that. It's most effective, it stands out a lot more, it makes the drawing pop when you add it to a dark color, highlight the darkest colors. It kind of transitions into this nice highlight. And you can add like some other highlights that you might want to put in, like maybe some for the tip of the nose there underneath it. Now I'm going to go in and start adding some freckles to our face. So I'll make a new layer, and this will be the freckle layer. And I'll lightly add little freckles. I think freckles makes these Disney characters look pretty cute. Oh, it's weird. Kind of adds texture to the artwork. A few darker freckles here and there. And now my favorite part, this is when the drawing all comes together in kind of its way. I'm going to lock my line art layer, and then I'm going to color the line art layer to meet the same tone or hue as the surrounding colors, like the cheeks and stuff. I'll show you. Like this. Do this throughout. kind of lessens the harshness of the line art on the coloring. So you got yourself a cool looking Elsa. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I had a lot of fun making it. My next lesson I'm planning to make is a skull painting video, or how to paint tattoo skulls. It's going to show you how to color it just like I did this Elsa tutorial. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Subscribe to my channel to get more cool videos just like this. Share it with your friends, practice it, and send me your version of your Elsa drawing, and I'll critique it or whatever. You can send it to me at DragoArt@yahoo.com. I'll put the link in the description below. Or you can just message me on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time.